зовут Ирина Лепская, я менеджер проекта Book Platform в Украине. Это проект, который направлен на развитие книжного сектора Украины, Армении и Грузии с главным партнером Болгарии, фундацией Next Page. В Украине его партнер общественная организация «Форум издателей», которую я представляю. И уникальность этого проекта в том, что он действительно масштабный и он включает целый комплекс мероприятий на развитие институционных возможностей и на проведение разных воркшопов, семинаров для представителей книжного сектора. И также уникальность в том, что в его рамках впервые были проведены исследования книжного сектора, исследования переводов, исследования издательского сектора и также исследования чтения. Собственно, на франкфуртском книжном ярмарке, который является наибольшим ярмарком в книжной бизнес-среде, основным местом, где заключаются контракты, покупаются права и продаются права по всему миру, там проект Book Platform был представлен посредством наших именно исследований. Была проведена дискуссия с участием экспертов из наших 3 стран, именно Украины, Грузии и Армении, которые представили результаты исследования издательского сектора и продискутировали какие-то моменты и подумали, как можно дальше развивать и что нужно развивать. Также продискутировали это с экспертами со стороны Европейского Союза. Например, с таким экспертом, который также сотрудничает с франкфуртским книжным ярмарком, Рудигером Вишенбартом, который был экспертом в наших исследованиях. Он резюмировал каждое исследование наших 3 стран, и он также принимал участие в этой дискуссии, где он мог также дать какие-то ценные рекомендации по развитию издательского сектора в наших странах Восточного партнерства. Для меня, как для профессионала и для личности, этот проект оказался очень полезным и интересным. Это был какой-то новый виток личностного и профессионального роста. И также было очень интересно, это было для меня фактически впервые, такое тесное сотрудничество с коллегами из стран Восточного партнерства, а именно из Грузии и Армении, и мы надеемся, что мы будем продолжать и дальше сотрудничать, делать какие-то совместные проекты, потому что, например, уже к нам с Армении писатели, издатели и библиотекари приезжали на наш книжный ярмарок, который происходит в сентябре во Львове. И мы будем дальше сотрудничать и как-то развивать наши отношения. Мы надеемся, что идеи проекта будут продолжены и в других проектах. И, например, сегодня состоялась конференция по государственной политике в книжном секторе, и мы уже говорим про следующие шаги в этом направлении, чтобы продолжить то, что было начато именно в этом проекте, и исследования, и какую-то государственную программу поддержки чтения, чтобы это развивать на государственном уровне.
I think the community art it's a new tool of expressing your cultural needs, and this is something that are missing in most of the post-Soviet countries, which people were lacking of creative approach and the creative attitudes to certain things, and this is a first and a kind of a example in the South Caucasus. 3 countries are involved, and we learn a lot from our partner organization Lithuania and Austria's experiences, and I think definitely it can be as a model when we can definitely disseminate the success stories, and it can be even larger within the country. So we only targeted in each country 20 communities, but I'm sure there are more organizations and more communities that will be in need of using this the creative way. one of the challenges was in identifying those key dialect workers, identifying the representative of those communities, because in people's mind, it weren't associated with a culture. So people are doing certain things and really representing certain culture, but they still rely, or they don't understand, and they don't have this visibility in the society. So that's one of the challenges, was when we spent almost more than 3 or 4 months in identifying those key dialect workers. And we have selected 20 communities, and it's a variety of the cultural, ethnic, religious, subcultural groups. For example, we have Talish minority representative, Lezgi minority, or at the same time we have a youth culture as a flash mob, or the girls group culture as a subculture. So it's very rich in terms of understanding of the culture and covering. We try to cover the all aspects of the society.
The cultural policy development runs throughout the whole project, from the very beginning until the end. From the beginning, we have done, for this direction, we have done community needs assessment, and then we have talked to the community members, to the civil society organizations, and to local authorities to identify the main problems in the region, and then to develop policy recommendations on local level. So right now we arrived to the stage where, when we finished with the capacity building block, but practically we are organizing the community art events, the activities, and in the same time we have drafted already some cultural policy recommendations and are going to present them soon on the final conference.
The project is implemented by Euroclio, the European Association of History Educators, together with its members organization in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Moldova and Ukraine. And we're working with educators on the shared histories through intercultural dialogue. Hence the title, Sharing History, Cultural Dialogues. And we've been working collaboratively on the development of an educational resource called Cultures in Transition, the Black Sea region from the imperial period to independence. Because history and culture in the region, there are a lot of things that we shared, a lot of things that are common experiences. The whole transitions from the first independent period, living under the Soviet period, and now the recent independence. So in this project we want to make students think and reflect about the similarities, the differences, the impact of culture on their personal lives, issues like cultural diversity, making use of a lot of different source types.
Actually, it was very interesting from my personal experience to be in this project and to see the progress and the development process in a way, because in the beginning it was really difficult to build a team and to bring the pieces together, and then when you see that actually the team is already formed and they're working really hard to achieve the goal and to be part of this process, from my personal experience, it's really like motivating, and we are really looking forward to the end of publication to have it. But on the other hand, we're also seeing, like, looking into other ways how we can continue this cooperation, because the team is formed and it's very important to keep it alive and to make sure that we don't lose this important work that we have done and to have a bigger impact in the future. Yeah.
I think it's very important to focus on culture in the Eastern Partnership region, because culture is really at the heart of a lot of problems, but also a lot of solutions. And we've seen a lot of practice, we've seen a lot of activism, a lot of good initiatives, but they're all done on a national level. There are no instruments that allow the actors in one country to really build bridges, to work together with the other side of the coin. So this program really enabled people to invest in these professional networks, to really address the challenges that are shared, because you cannot solve a lot of projects on a national level. You have to do it together.
The culture matters, yeah?
Culture matters, yes.
Good.
7 mini projects in different communities of Armenia, even in border communities. Very high unemployment rate, high rate of migration, also for young people. And these projects, they promoted young people to develop new ideas, to be innovative, and to realize some interesting thing, not only for themselves but also for other young people in the communities, but also for other young people in the communities, for women particularly, because our main target group are women, as well as community other members. So what they are doing particularly, just creating interactive puppet theaters for young people and school children, as well as to developing and publishing guidebooks, CDs with information of the historical territory and historical monuments, as well as we managed to involve vulnerable groups of young people and young women, such as disadvantaged women, and this is another project, one of the 7. They also have some interactive theater involving blind women and blind young people. Thus, they not only change their lives, which is very important, but also they become some kind of distinctive persons and encourage other people in the community to be involved in community lives through promoting museum activities mostly, because this is our main target, to improve museum visitors number and museum activities, also having some initiativeness and having some creativity ideas for the museum. I believe that women are able to make the world better. Unfortunately, they don't do that till this moment with the whole involvement, but I'm sure in it. And through our organization, we have a mission to increase the role of women in my society in Armenia. And Armenia is a part of the world, of course, to make the world even better, having our involvement in it, even maybe small but involvement in it, and also to encourage women to use their whole mission, what they have.
Well, spaces we can understand with different approaches or aspects. It depends, because spaces is for us not only a physical space, but it's also a space of thinking, understanding, and it's definitely about democratic processes. So this is the space of expressing ourselves. And then of course it goes also into public space, which unfortunately with this neoliberal economy and this privatization boom in all our countries, it disappears and diminishes. So like literally buildings disappear, they are privatized, they are destroyed, the parks, they are not for public use anymore. And this is very painful topic for us, as for citizens, as cultural initiative, as activists and people who are concerned with this and using this public space, which becomes less and less. And with this also disappears the space of communication and socializing. Well, this 3 years project, it was definitely very good opportunity to connect with the partners within the Eastern Partnership region, but as well as beyond it. Like we had Croatian partners and we had Hungarian and Czech associates, and of course also Austrian coordinator. Definitely, even though we knew some of the project partners before, but this 3 years chance to work with them intensively and to exchange the ideas, it was very beneficial, and it contributed a lot to also understanding of each other's work, but also to our common topic, which is a public space, and we communicate public space, how we can use it for art purposes and how we can achieve better results working with the civil society also and activating them for these reasons. So this is definitely this kind of added value to this project. I mean, it's very sad that it goes to finish, because now exactly when we are into this phase where we already know each other, we have realized the pros and like negative and positive aspects of the project, we have to finish it in a way that financially we are now over with this. We will definitely seek for future possibilities, how we can continue working on this, and especially that this topic of public space, this was not invented for this EU-funded project, but it was already our topic. So with the topic we will continue, and we will use the contacts we have made within the scene, independent scene, with the civil society as well as with officials. So this remains also one of our main goals, how to establish this dialogue even more further, to communicate with them our wishes, our goals, our recommendations. So I hope this will continue and it will not really stop with the project.